Uh, Anyone respond me? Like, is it visible? My screen is visible for you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we are going through the third module, steam turbines, and the basics of this I have already little bit explained you in the second module. While explaining you the second module. So here in the steam turbines, as what is why we are saying that why we are saying that it is a steam turbine, because the working fluid of the turbine is steam here. That is the first thing here. Steam turbine, because the fluid which is working, or the fluid with which the turbine is running, it is because of the steam. So for example, if we want to give some example, the Raichur thermal power station, which is in Karnataka, that is one of the steam turbines basically. Okay, so all those thermal power plants are the steam turbines, steam turbines. Now coming to example, what are the examples of the steam turbines if we are going to look at it? So it can be either the Ljungström turbine, which is given over here, okay, and for generating the power. Okay, so the classification of steam turbine: action of steam, impulse or reaction, direction of steam flow, axial or radial, number of pressure stages, single stage, multi-stage, method of governing throttle, nozzle, bypass, usage industry, stationary, non-stationary. So these are the classification on the steam turbines, of the steam turbines. Okay, so next coming to these are the classification. Pressure inlet to turbine, so it is low pressure, high pressure, supercritical, medium pressure, very high pressure. So these are the some of the examples for the or the classifications of the steam turbine. Now coming to, as you already know what is an impulse turbine and what is a reaction turbine, I will not take much time in this explanation over here. So impulse steam turbine, as we know that the blades are symmetrical over here, the pressure, there is a complete decrease in pressure, and meanwhile there is increase in velocity. So what we say here, the pressure energy is getting converted into kinetic energy in nozzle. Function of nozzle, it is in nozzle, the pressure energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. So we can see here the pressure energy, there is a fall in pressure, and meanwhile there is increase in the velocity. So we say that the outlet velocity is higher than the inlet velocity. So this type of turbine or this type of thing happens in the nozzle. So in nozzle what happens, the pressure energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. Now once it starts moving on the turbine, on the moving blades, so what happens, we can see at a spent of velocity is getting decreased and pressure is remaining constant. Okay, velocity is decreasing, pressure is remain constant. Okay, so and pressure is remaining constant here, so there is a decrease in the velocity. So this is what happens in the impulse steam turbine. So or the working, what are the working or the functions of impulse steam turbine, you just go through this. Impulse steam turbine consists of one or more set of steam nozzles and a row of curved blades mounted on a rotor. The steam from the boiler passes through a nozzle which increases the velocity of steam. The high velocity steam is made to impinge on the row of moving blades and thereby causing the necessary force on the blades to rotate. The expansion of high pressure steam occurs completely in the nozzle and pressure remains constant as the steam flows over the row of moving blades. So this is what the functions of the steam turbine. Okay, then coming to the reaction turbine. So in the reaction turbine what happens, there will not be completely what in the, if you compare this with the steam turbine, what happens, there was a nozzle. In the nozzle there is completely decrease in pressure energy and completely increase in velocity, and then it is left onto the moving blades. If you see the last pictures, But here what happens here, there are something called as guide blades. So these guide blades or fixed plates, they make the they act as a nozzle here. The fixed blades acts as nozzles. So what happens here, as we can see, there is not completely decrease in pressure. There is partial decrease in pressure and partial increase in velocity. Again, partial decrease in pressure, partial decrease in. So whenever there is the moving blade, the decrease happens for both velocity and pressure. But when it enters to the fixed blade, only pressure decreases, velocity increases. You can see here. Okay, at fixed blades, or the fixed blades are nothing but they are the nozzles. Whenever the fluid enters the nozzle, the pressure has to decrease, pressure decreases, velocity increases. So whenever these are the fixed blades, so whenever this pressure enters or the fluid enters the fixed blades, the pressure is decreasing, the velocity is increasing. Whereas coming to the moving blades, whenever the pressure decreases as well as the velocity decreases. So this is what happens in case of the reaction steam turbine. Okay, so the denominations are here. FB stands for fixed blades, MB stands for moving blades, steam, pressure and velocity in the boiler, steam and pressure velocity after the expansion in first row of fixed blades. So exit velocity of the moving blades. Okay, so this is the diagram. These diagrams are important. So the explanation of the reaction turbine here, okay, which I have already given to you, so you can go through it. So reaction steam turbine consists of alternate rows of fixed and moving curved blades mounted on a rotor. The moving curved blades are shaped similar to fixed blades but reversed in direction. The moving blades rotate as result of both impulse of the steam as well as the expansion and acceleration of steam relative to the blades. The expansion of high pressure steam occurs in the blades mounted in the fixed row as well as the moving row. Okay, so these are the comparison. If you want to take it down, I'll give 1-2 minutes. You can take it down. Otherwise, you can take the screenshot. Whatever is good for you, you can do that. Okay.
Sir, when will you send the YouTube video, sir?
Whenever you remind me in the evening, I will send you. I will upload it. But because I am forgetting it, you just remind me, Ghaffar. Ghaffar will take the in charge. You put a message in the evening to upload the videos. I will upload it.
Sir, Datta is our class representative, sir.
Huh? But you are my favorite Naman, Ghaffar. You do it.
Sir, also PDF
Notes PDF files.
modules.
Yeah, sure, I will do that.
So Jonathan will remind, sir.
No, Ghaffar. You are my favorite. You do that.
No problem. I will remind sir about notes. Ghaffar is also very absent-minded, sir. He won't be able to remember all that.
Anyone do that. Okay, in the evening, you just remind me. I will do the uploading things. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir,
Okay,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, fine. This is the comparison of impulse and reaction turbine, because I am bored of this telling again and again the reaction, the comparison of impulse and reaction turbine. I think this is the 5th time I am explaining you, so I will not take much time over here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then coming to the efficiencies, these are important, guys. Efficiencies of steam turbine you must go through. The blade efficiency. The first one is the blade efficiency or the diaphragm efficiency. It is defined as the ratio of work done by the rotor per kg of steam to the kinetic energy available at the inlet of the rotor per kg of steam. So what it is, the blade efficiency is given by work done. Work done is given by U VW1 plus VW2. Okay, that is the work done by kinetic energy available at the inlet. So this is the diagram efficiency or the blade efficiency, which is very important and which we use this commonly in all our calculations. So neta B is given by 2U VW1 plus or minus VW2 divided by V1 square. Okay, so this is the first diagram or the blade efficiency. Next, coming to stage efficiency. What is stage efficiency? It is defined as the ratio of work done by the rotor per kg of steam to the total enthalpy drop. So to the total enthalpy drop in the nozzle. So what is this enthalpy drop? We'll see in the what problems. So U VW1 plus or minus VW2 whole divided by total enthalpy drop. Okay, total enthalpy drop in the nozzle per stage of the kg of the steam. Okay, next coming nozzle efficiency. What is nozzle efficiency? It is defined as the ratio of energy supplied to the blades, okay, to the total enthalpy drop in the nozzle. So that is what we can see here. What it is, energy supplied is V1 square by 2 and divided by total enthalpy drop. Now if I multiply what this into this, neta s into neta n, or neta s into neta blade into neta nozzle. So what is a stage? I have already defined you. What is a stage means? A stage, when we say it is a stage, when there is a set of fixed blades, a set of fixed blades and moving blades is called as a stage. A set of fixed blade and moving blade is called as a stage. Okay, or we can say fixed blade, moving blade together makes stage. So what will be stage efficiency then? Stage efficiency will be the efficiency of fixed blade or the blade efficiency plus nozzle efficiency plus the blade efficiency. That gives you the stage efficiency into. So nozzle efficiency is how much here? The nozzle efficiency is given by EK, that is V1 square by 2 whole divided by delta H total, and stage efficiency, blade efficiency is given by 2U VW1 plus or minus VW2 whole divided by V1 square by 2. Sorry, this 2 will go this. So 2 to this goes off. Therefore, this remaining was what? U VW1 plus 1 minus VW2 divided by delta H total. Okay. So this is the nozzle or the stage efficiency. Are you understanding this? So the stage efficiency is given by blade efficiency into nozzle efficiency. Okay. So now coming to the important thing, analysis of single stage impulse turbine. Okay. So this is very important, guys, because you need to understand here how to draw the velocity triangles for the problems. So construction will be there here. For the tomorrow's class, I need all of you to take one pencil, pen, scale, protractor, compass. I need all these things with you. So what do you need? I'll just make a list of it. Pencil, scale, preferably roller scale. If it is roller scale, it is more efficient. Okay, roller scale, then protractor, compass. Okay, so then roller scale, protractor, compass. What else we need? That's it, I guess. Yeah, eraser. If you want an eraser. So these are the must needed things for tomorrow's class, because we'll be starting with the problems. So in all these classes,
paper, do we need paper?
No, paper you don't need. You write it on your head. Okay, so these things are must needed. Head is there now. You write everything else on your head. So pencil, roller scale, protractor, compass and eraser, because we are doing the construction here. Okay, fine. Then coming to efficiency of single stage impulse turbine. So efficiency of single stage impulse turbine is given by blade velocity coefficient. First, VR2 by VR1. This is generally represented in terms of K. That is friction coefficient, we say. So we replace this with K. K is given by VR2 by VR1. What is K? Blade velocity coefficient or friction factor. Okay, so this is blade velocity coefficient or friction factor. You know this. Speed ratio. Speed ratio is given by U by V1. So general work done is given by E equal to U VW1 plus or minus VW2. Okay, referring to velocity diagram, we can say E is equal to VW1 plus VW2. So if we see here, if this VW1 or VW2 is outside VW1, then we'll take it as plus. If it is inside, we take it as minus. That I will tell you know, well, let you know when I will do the problems. Okay. Now, referring to the velocity diagram, we can write VW1 as what? VR1 cos beta 1 plus u. See here, it is very important. Understand this one. VW1 can be written as VR1 cos beta 1. This is your VR1 cos beta 1. So if this is beta 1, what is cos beta 1 given by? So if this is beta 1, this becomes VR1 cos beta 1 and this becomes VR1 sin beta 1. Correct? So I am resolving this VR1 into this and this. So this becomes VR1 cos beta 1. So if this is VR1 cos beta 1 and this is u, so can I write VW1 as VR1 cos beta 1 plus u? Yes or no? Now same way, VW2 can be written as, this is
Sir.
VR2. This completely, this becomes what? VR2 cos beta 2. This becomes VR2 cos beta 2. So VW2 can be written as VR2 cos beta 2 minus u. So that gives you VW2. Okay. Now substitute these two in this. So u, VR1 cos beta 1 plus VR2 cos beta 2. Okay. Plus u minus u goes off. So they will get cancelled. So the remaining is what? VR1 cos beta 1 plus VR2 cos beta 2. Okay. Now coming to here, if I take from this, if I take VR1 cos beta 1 common, then it becomes what? I have to divide this by VR1 cos beta 1. So I am taking VR1 cos beta 1 common. So 1 plus VR2 by VR1 cos beta 2 by cos beta 1. Okay. So I will just replace this with C. So let us say C is equal to cos beta 2 by cos beta 1. So this becomes what? What is VR2 by VR1? We have already defined this. VR2 by VR1 is K. So K, so this becomes what? 1 plus cos beta 2. K cos beta 2 by cos beta 1 is C. So I am replacing this cos beta 2 by cos beta 1 as C and VR2 by VR1 as K. So 1 plus CK or KC. Okay. So VW1 equal to V1 cos alpha 1. We know that. VW1 is what? V1 cos alpha 1. And u equal to 5v1. So I am substituting it over in these things. So u is what? 5v1 and vw1. So vw1 can be written as v1 cos alpha 1 minus 5 into v1. These things. See here, vr1 cos beta 1 can be written as what? Vr1 cos beta 1 is, this is vr1 cos beta 1. So vr1 cos beta 1 can be written as VW1 minus u. That only I am replacing here. VW1 minus u. So what is VW1 then? VW1 is V1 cos alpha 1 and u is 5V1. That I am substituting here. 5V1, V1 cos alpha 1 minus 5V1 plus 1B, 1 plus KC. So this becomes further, if I, what? V1 if I take it outside, that becomes what? 5V1 square cos alpha 1 minus 5 plus 1 plus KC. Now divide this. V1 square by V1 square. Blade efficiency is given by what? Work done by total energy at the inlet. So that becomes 5V1 square cos alpha 1 minus 5, 1 plus Kc V1 square by 2. So if I reduce this, so V1 square goes off. Remaining is what? 2 5 cos alpha 1 minus 5, 1 plus Kc. Okay. So this is the important derivation. Now we will go for maximum blade efficiency. If beta 1 equal to beta 2, C equal to 1, and if VR2 equal to VR1, K equal to 1. So at that time what happens? We can write the blade efficiency as 4 5 cos alpha 1 minus 5 square. Okay. Now this is the condition for maximum blade efficiency. First, have you understood till here? Anywhere, any doubt here? This derivation is important. 100% this will be asked in the main exam as well as in the internals. This whole derivation, efficiency of single stage impulse turbine and maximum blade efficiency. What is the derivation for maximum?
Sir, can you explain once more, sir?
Okay. So I will just explain this one more time. Okay, with the notations. So first I will start defining.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Okay, very good. Those who have understood, please take some rest. Please take some rest. Those who have understood, please take some rest. Those who have not understood, please concentrate. Okay. So blade velocity coefficient is.
Sir,
Ah, tell me.
sir, why we confusing C and K
Huh?
with C, sir?
What?
Why we confusing?
What, Jonathan? Why I'm replacing K with C? Because in the
Yeah.
numericals you will get it as K only. In all the numericals they will give directly the K to be 1 or K to be 0.5. At that time you will get confused that K is this. But actually in the K, what in the numericals, the K is nothing but VR2 by VR1 only. So to make you that practice, this is some what there is some mistake in this PPT. To make you should not get confused with the numericals. Therefore here only I am replacing C with K. Are you understanding this?
Okay.
Okay, otherwise you will get confused in the numericals.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because this C which is there now here, this is not at all asked. This is of least important. I am just taking it, but it is nowhere we will take this. But this K is an important thing. This will be asked commonly in any of the problems. So K is must. You should understand what is K. Anything? Okay, fine. Okay, so first I will define here what is blade velocity coefficient or friction factor. It is denoted by K. So the K is given by VR2 by VR1. Okay, then the speed ratio phi is given by U by V1. This we know, Euler turbine equation. From the Euler turbine equation, it is known that energy is given by U VW1 plus or minus VW2. But looking at this velocity triangle, we can say that E is equal to U VW1 plus VW2. I am not explaining you how to draw this velocity triangle because I have already done this in the different types of reactions. So at that time only, when R equal to 0, this type of turbine I have explained you already. Therefore, I am not much concentrating on this. However, we will be doing this in the problems. Okay. So R is equal to VW1 plus VW2. If you want, at the end I will show you how to draw this quickly. Okay. So now VW1 and VW2, referring to the above velocity diagram, can I write VW1, this whole thing, to be VR1 cos beta 1 plus U? Yes, I can do that. And VW2, VR2 cos beta 2 minus U. Okay, so the whole now the energy transfer becomes what? U. In the place of VW1, substitute this. In the place of VW2, substitute this. So VR1 cos beta 1 plus U, VR2 cos beta 2 minus U. So plus U minus U goes off. Remaining is what? VR1 cos beta 1 plus VR2 cos beta 2. Okay? Till here, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, take VR1 cos beta 1 common. I am taking here VR1 cos beta 1 outside. So the remaining is what? 1 plus VR2 cos beta 2 by VR1 cos beta 1. If I want to take this something outside here, I need to divide now. VR1 cos beta 1 1 plus VR2 cos beta 2 by VR1 cos beta 1. If I take, then only it becomes, I can take it outside. Otherwise, I cannot take it outside. This is the common mathematics which we know. So I have to divide this by VR1 cos beta 1. So if I do that, this is the thing here. VR1 cos beta 1 plus 1 plus VR2 cos beta 2 by VR1 cos beta 1. So we know that VR2 by VR1 is K. So that I am substituting here K, and let cos beta 2 by cos beta 1 be C. So I am replacing that C also here. So that becomes what now? VR1 cos beta 1 can be replaced by what? VR1 cos beta 1 is VW1 minus U. That I am replacing over here. So VW1 is what? V1 cos alpha 1 and U is 5V1. So 5V1, V1 cos alpha 1 minus 5V1. So substituted over here. So 5V1 square cos alpha 1 minus 5, 1 plus Kc. Now let us consider K equal to 1. That is nothing but VR2 equal to VR1. And C equal to 1. That is nothing but beta 2 equal to beta 1. Let. So if I do that letting over here, so what happens here? This becomes 1 into 1. That becomes 1. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So 2 into 2 becomes 4. The remaining answer becomes 4 phi cos alpha 1 minus phi. So this becomes the answer. And you are getting this one now till here. Sorry, blade efficiency. Or anywhere, any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Anybody?
no doubt, sir.
Huh?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, fine. So now coming to the condition for maximum blade efficiency. For that, what you have to do, you have to differentiate this with respect to phi and equate it to 0. Okay, differentiate the blade efficiency with respect to phi and equate it to 0. That is the work which you have to do here. So now if I differentiate neta b with respect to phi and equate it to 0, so this becomes what? D of this and equate it to 0. Now see here, how can I do that? So if I want to differentiate this with respect to phi, this becomes 0. Okay, so what is remaining here? I will just do this here over here only. So neta b is equals to 2 phi, what it is? 2 phi cos alpha 1 minus phi, or 2 into phi square minus 2 into phi square. Just a second. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 2 phi cos alpha 1 minus phi square into 1 plus kc. Now if I want to differentiate this, that becomes what? D neta b by d phi. With respect to phi, I am differentiating it. So 2 and 1 plus kc remains constant. 2 and 1 plus kc remains constant. So the remaining is this. So differentiate phi cos alpha 1, that becomes phi. Differentiate cos alpha 1 is constant. So cos alpha 1, keep it like that. Differentiation of phi becomes 1 minus 2 phi. Correct? Now if I equate this to 0, either this cannot be equal to 0 because it is a constant. 1 plus kc cannot be equal to 0. So the equating is what? Cos alpha 1 minus 2 phi should be equal to 0. So my cos alpha 1 becomes equals to 2 phi. So phi becomes equal to cos alpha 1 by 2. This also you have derived in case of phi optimum, we say it as. Optimum blade speed ratio is cos alpha 1 by 2 for impulse steam turbine. That only they have done over here. Phi optimum equal to cos alpha 1 by 2. Now substitute this phi optimum to get maximum blade efficiency. You should substitute phi optimum in the given equation, that is in this equation. Substitute phi as cos alpha 1 by 2. So if you substitute phi as cos alpha 1 by 2, cos alpha 1 by 2 into cos alpha 1 minus cos alpha 1 by 2 the whole square, then this becomes maximum. Now you multiply this becomes what? Cos square alpha 1 by 2 minus cos square alpha 1 by 4. So if you take the LCM, 4 is the LCM, again this becomes 2 cos square alpha 1 minus cos square alpha 1. So the remaining is what? Cos square alpha 1 by 4. So 2 ones are 2 twos are. So that becomes 2. 1 plus kc. You want to substitute this here. I will just solve this one. 4 is the LCM. This becomes 2 cos square alpha 1 minus cos square alpha 1. 1 plus kc. So this becomes what? 2 ones are 2 twos are. 2 cos square alpha 1 minus cos square alpha 1 is cos square alpha 1 by 2 into 1 plus kc. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, somebody is recording it. Who is recording?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. This is 1 plus kc.
Yes, sir. Who is recording?
Okay, one topic, nice topic, you will get it. Useless. Okay, so this is 2 cos square alpha 1, cos square alpha 1 by 2, 1 plus kc. So this is what the thing is. Understood this one? Maximum blade efficiency, 100% question it is. You will get this question for sure. Condition for maximum blade efficiency, derivation for condition for maximum blade efficiency. Okay, if you have done that, So I can go for the numericals. Before the numericals, I want to understand. I want you to make to understand how to draw this velocity triangle. Okay, screen, white screen. Okay, so let's start with always. I told you always start with U. Okay, I will do this ulta. So this is your blade efficiency. Let us say this is your blade blade velocity. Now from this point, take an alpha 1 with an alpha 1 protector, and the value is V1. Okay, now once you get the V1, you have to split V1 into V1 cos alpha 1 and V1 sin alpha 1. So this becomes your V1 cos alpha 1. So just I will draw this one. So this is your V1 sin alpha 1, and this is your V1 cos alpha 1. Okay, so this was your U. From this point you have started with V1. From this point you need to start VR1, and this is your beta 1. Okay, this is your whole figure of inlet velocity triangle. Now with the same outlet velocity triangle, this becomes your VW2. From here beta 2, from here V2. Okay, so this becomes V2 alpha 2 beta 2 VR2 VF2, and this is VF1. Understood this one? How to draw the velocity triangle, or you want me to show it again? You want me to show it again?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, concentrate then. Okay. Yeah, please, if possible, try to draw this with me. Okay, so first U. Okay, from this edge alpha 1 will start. From this edge beta 1 will start. First is this concept. From this edge alpha 1 will start, and from this edge beta 1 will start. Okay, I'll just use the different things here. Wait. Okay, so first is U. Okay, from first edge V1 will start. Okay, now from this point alpha 1, and this is our V1. Okay, from this point beta 1 and VR1. Okay, now I'll just converge this rate. Is this fine? Have you understood this point first? From this point alpha 1 and V1, from this point beta 1 and VR1. Okay, this is VR1. This, have you understood this point first? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the extension here. So if this is our V1, If this is our V1, this whole becomes our VW1. Just a second. This whole becomes our. Hey, I lost it. ಇಲ್ಲ. VW, this is our U. Okay, so then this is our alpha 1 and this is our V1. Then this is our beta 1 and this is our VR1. Okay, then this is our VW1 and this is our till here. This is our VW1 and this is our VF1. Have you understood this inlet velocity triangle here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So till here to here it is VW1. This is U. This is alpha 1, V1, beta 1, VR1 and VF1. This will be 90 degree always. This one you got it? So now coming to outlet velocity triangle here. Okay. This is U. Okay. So now from this point, again, see here, this is very simple. If you draw inlet, the outlet is very simple. So since here this is alpha 1, from here also only alpha 2 will start here from this point. Okay. Point option in color black will take here. So from this point it is the alpha 2. Okay. And from this one beta 1 is starting, means from that point which will start here, beta 2 will start. So this becomes our beta 2 and this becomes our alpha 2. Okay. So if I join this, if I join these two things, so this becomes our VW2 and this becomes our VF2. Getting this one? So this is how we can draw the velocity triangle. Guys,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay. So if you can draw this velocity triangle, this is important. Okay. If you can draw this velocity triangle, it's well and good. Okay. So then we can start on the problem. I will just start with one problem, then you can check it. Okay. An axial flow impulse steam turbine has a mean rotor diameter. You have the scales and everything today? Access for scale, compass and all?
Sir, short tomorrow, sir.
Okay. But then I will go for the compounding. I'll just finish off compounding. Okay, compounding, it's very important here again, the theory question part. So what is compounding? Obtaining reasonable tangential speed of rotor. I think somebody have explained this. Okay, that is the called as combining here. Compounding of steam turbines, methods of compounding, velocity compounding. So this is the velocity compounding here. So instead of wasting the outlet velocity, I am spending it for the usage. So one turbine and the other turbine. So here I can use this velocity to a maximum extent. So this is called as velocity compounding. So this is the pressure compounding. Okay. You just go through these slides. You will understand this pressure compounding. So pressure velocity, I think they have not done that. This is pressure velocity compounding of a steam turbine. So one of the diagram will be asked for sure, either to draw the pressure compounding or the velocity compounding. Okay. Fine. So I will stop here. Okay. So we will see the things tomorrow, like in the next class. I will send this PPT uh, in the next class. What complete theory notes and all by tomorrow. Okay, fine then, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye, sir. You can leave, sir.
Thank you, sir.